So this criterion here of cost has been enhanced in the sense that it has been optimized, in the sense that it has changed for the better because of the scope creep that we talked about. So now you have $30,000 to work with. Now, accept is a criterion. The same cost can be an accept also, in the sense that, let's say your budget is 20,000, but you predict that it is going to take 22K. You're talking about $2,000, and if you can live with it, then you accept that criterion. So it is tolerable not to meet the original parameter of 20K. Okay. So you can establish project priorities based on those three major criteria. So the trade-offs basically are scope, time, and cost with quality. And there are a lot of trade-offs that you can work with performance, which you don't want to. Performance in the sense of quality of the project. You don't want to, but again, people do trade-offs with that. People do trade off with the value of the project as well. People do trade off with resources as well. And people take risks and they can trade off with risks as well. But this book talks about only these four, and we are going to work with only these four: scope, cost, time, and quality. If we take the cost, performance, and time, and then bucket against the constrain, enhance, and accept, you can think that cost is something that you want to accept, the parameter that can be accepted. Time, you might have to change a bit, enhance a bit, optimize it a bit, so that it can be accepted. But the performance, you don't want to give up. This is something that you want to keep. So it all depends on which factor you want to keep as the original parameter or as a constraint, which one you want to enhance or optimize, and which one you want to accept, even if there is a deviation. Certainly, most of the companies will go for performance simply because you cannot improve performance because that is good, because it's going to cost more. You don't want to accept if there is a problem, so you take it as a constraint and let go of cost and time here and there. So your project might end up with little more cost, little more time, but the performance or quality is going to be good. So that's what this book talks about in this development of new wireless router project. Next thing we're going to talk about is a work breakdown structure. This is the outline of a project with different levels. Work breakdown structure details the project, gives the detail of the project. It identifies the work elements involved in a project. It identifies the tasks or the activities of a project. It also defines the relationship of the final deliverable to sub-deliverables. What it means is, if you have a final deliverable of a product, you have to do many tasks to come to this product, to make this product, right? So these are the subtasks. It establishes the relationship between the subtask and the whole final project. And it helps you to track cost and performance of work. Okay? So work breakdown structure is done using various levels. The first level is the project name, the completion of the project. The second level is the major deliverables of a project. The third deliverable are the supporting deliverables for each one of these major deliverables. The fourth one will be the lowest management responsibility level for each one of these sub-deliverables. Then you have a grouping of work packages and the work package itself, that is for every one of the sub-deliverables or every one of the smallest level of the WBS. Okay. And we'll come to that in a minute. I'm going to show you a few things about WBS in a minute. So this is a work breakdown structure. You want to establish a prototype. So the end project, the end of the project or the project deliverable, the final deliverable is level 1. You can also think of it as the project title, which pretty much tells you the end result of the project. The second level is you need to deliver some hardware and some CPU and some items, cover and all that stuff. Okay? The other plastics that go with it for this slim tablet. The CPU deliverable has got some sub-deliverables. And the CPU is actually consists of the power supply, a flash RAM, and I/O controller, input-output controller. But all these three has to be done, implemented. And each one of them has got its own items. Okay? And that will be the level 3. So the level 2 are the major deliverables. Then you have the smallest possible deliverable, which is the battery and the charger for the power supply, the USB slot and the internet and the touch screen for the I/O controller, so on and so forth. And each one of those deliverables has got something that you can buy or make. And these are the smallest level. This is the 5th level. This is exactly what you're going to do. So if you're going to ask Bob and Tom, you will be asking them to do a frame. If you ask Molly and Linda, you'll be asking them to do cameras, and so on and so forth. So these are the smallest part of the project or activities where you can allocate time, you can allocate cost, as well as you can allocate some resources. That is the work package. So WBS helps the project manager to identify all the work elements or the activities, and how do you integrate the project into a single one in the end. It helps the project manager to evaluate the cost, time, and the performance at all levels. It also provides the management all the information, because basically you're going to say each one of these, how many people you want, how long it will take, when you're going to start, when you're going to finish, everything, all the information should be there. It provides the management with all the information. It helps the project managers to plan, schedule, and budget the project. And it helps in the development of an organization breakdown structure, which assigns project responsibilities to units and individuals of the organization. It provides the opportunity to roll up or the budget, the sum of the budget, and actual costs of these work packages into larger elements. So if this one is going to cost $20,000, this is going to cost $40,000, this is going to cost $60,000, this is going to cost $100,000, then you're talking about 100 plus 160, 160 plus 40, 200 plus 20, that becomes $220, and that is going to be for this hardware. So you can roll up the cost and you can roll up the time. Okay. It defines the communication channels, and it is the project manager can coordinate and show and tell people as well as demonstrate using these kind of work breakdown structures to the stakeholders and communicate with them much better. A work package is the lowest level of the WBS. So these work packages are small duration tasks. It has got a definite start and a definite end. It has got resources, and it also gives you the cost to make that particular part of the project or the cost for that activity. Usually work packages should not exceed 10 work days or one reporting period, which is 7 work days, because reporting periods are weekly. So work packages should be weekly, so you can update them weekly. So you want to make sure that these work packages are small in nature in terms of activity and small in nature in terms of time. And each should be an independent work package, and all these will be put together as a final project. It is a basic unit for planning, scheduling, and controlling the project. So in these cases, these are spend time to make frame, time to buy the cameras, time to buy the speakers, time to put together the antenna. All these are work packages, and these are specific activities given to specific people at a specific cost for a specific time. So work packages become the ultimate information gatherer for each project, and from there you can find out the cost of the project, the time that is going to take for the project, etc., etc. And that basically gives you the fundamental idea of a work breakdown structure. Each work package in the WBS defines work, what is to be done. It identifies time to complete a work package, how long it will take. It identifies a time phase budget to complete a work package, how much will it cost. It identifies resources needed to complete a work package. Who are the people who are working and how much they have to work and how long they have to work. It identifies persons responsible, who are going to be responsible for this work package or unit of work or that activity. It identifies monitoring points for measuring progress, how well these work packages have been done. So it answers a lot of questions. Each work package in the WBS answers all these questions.